Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Harmoning with the Savage Chamber of Commerce. We're here today for the Meet the Mayoral Candidates for Savage. I'm pleased to introduce our moderator today, Carter Sharp. Carter, you want to take it away?
Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for taking the time today. My name is Carter Sharp. I'm on the Savage Chamber Advisory Board. Very excited to be the moderator today for the mayoral candidates for our upcoming election. We have both Christine Kelly and Kyle Rushton. We have a sort of a random, Christine was the first one to sign on, so she will be first today. We'll have a series of questions and they'll have 2 minutes to respond, and then we'll have a wrap up. So excited to get started. Christine, you will be first. The first question is, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what motivated you to run for office.
Well, thank you, Jennifer, and the entire chamber team for putting the forum together. And thank you also to Carter for moderating. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christine Kelly. I've lived in Savage for 29 years. I'm first a wife, mother of 2 adult children, and a grandmother of 1. My children and grandson are some of the reasons why I'm running for mayor. It's my hope that Savage continues to be a place where my children's children and generations to come can flourish. My role in Savage was on the Savage Advisory Communications Commission. It was a great way to get my feet wet and experience local government in action. It was also a great way to understand the advisory natures of the city commissions. I then ran to be on the Savage City Council in 2007. I have served the great citizens of Savage for the last 17 years in this role, and I am now the most senior council member. My professional experience includes accounting and practicing law. This knowledge and experience also provides unique insights into the many issues we see before us. I sometimes ask the questions no one else has thought to ask. As a lawyer, I want to know the long-term implications. I want to know what precedents we are setting. Our decisions at times can have unpredicted consequences. I try to make sure we are making the best decision for the long haul. As an accountant, I want to know how we are going to pay for whatever item is before us. My driving need to maintain a reasonable budget and one that seeks to forecast long-range expenditures is one of the reasons why we have been able to have a relatively flat tax levy for the past 17 years. The city of Savage is a truly special place, and it's my desire to continue to provide leadership and vision for this great community. It's been an honor and a privilege serving the city of Savage, and I hope to continue to do so in this new role.
Thank you very much, Christine. All right, sorry, we get that. I think we stopped it. There we go. All right, this is my first time moderating as well, so we're going to get this together. Kyle, your turn on that question. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and what motivated you to run for office. Thank you.
Carter and Jennifer, thank you very much for having me. First and foremost, my name is Kyle Rushton. I have been a resident of Savage for 15 years. I'm a father of 3. I have 3 children in the Prior Lake Savage School District schools. Mornings get pretty interesting because they're in different schools, but I am an entrepreneur. I'm a former police officer, police detective. I served with the St. Anthony Police Department from 2002, starting as a volunteer reserve until 2023 in April. I am a dog dad, if you can hear that in the background there. I fell in love with Savage in 2009. It's a great community to raise kids in, and I am running to offer a fresh perspective and a kind of unconventional and nuanced approach to growth in these challenging times. We've all probably grown weary of the term unprecedented times as of late, and we need some, someone who's going to be able to kind of approach these challenging issues. I know we've had some things occur in the past year that concern me as a parent, concern me as a resident. Public safety would be one of them, coming from a public safety background. First and foremost, too, I want to thank Christine Kelly and the entire Savage City Council, Mayor Williams, who is not rerunning, obviously, for making Savage a place where I was able to fall in love with. I'd like to get the opportunity to help develop Savage into its next chapter moving forward. I look forward to the opportunity to working with the current city council, the advisory boards, and various other city leaders and stakeholders in developing Savage into kind of a community where everyone wants to come, live, work, and play. I'll stop a little early so we don't have to listen to that timer again.
Sounds good. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go right back at it for Kyle. We'll come right back with the first question. What role do you believe city government plays in developing a positive business environment? Being that we're part of the chamber, what role do you see that?
As an entrepreneur myself, a small business owner, I have a small business in Lakeville and in Dundas. I looked at a lot of things from a business perspective, such as infrastructure, public safety, ordinances and rules. And I believe that the city has a responsibility to local businesses to make sure that they've created a system in which a business can come in, establish, and flourish in a safe and welcoming environment that's inclusive to everyone. I have encountered challenges as a small business owner, and I would draw on those challenges and those experiences in helping guide and grow the city of Savage and to develop and redevelop certain areas that need some attention. As a former police officer, I understand that there are unique concerns to certain types of businesses, and there are unique challenges as as a city in general to kind of help form and guide policy. I understand that there are you guys on the city council have a lot on your plate, and it's something that when you look at it from a business owner, there are things that I'd like to see changed, that I understand why they're there. I'd like to try to find that middle ground where we can, maybe loosen up certain ordinances. Maybe we can look at infrastructure, get roads, paths to travel. I look at the Highway 13 corridor, the County Road 42 corridor, ways we can improve access and help businesses flourish and bring some more economic growth into City Savage, especially downtown.
Thanks, Kyle. That's great. I appreciate the response. Christine, back to you. What role do you believe city government plays in developing a positive business environment?
First, the city must recognize that prosperity and vitality are born in a positive economic environment. This starts with doing what's necessary to encourage businesses who are already here to stay here. I'm proud of the work we did recently in determining whether to preserve a right-of-way, which would have had tremendous impact on our businesses along Dakota near Highway 13. My approach was to listen to those businesses and discover what impact this right-of-way would have. We need to retain the wonderful business community who make Savage their home and have done so for decades. Additionally, we have potential opportunities to create incubation spaces where we could support brand new businesses. These spaces allow a business a real presence without a full cost of a long-term rental. Often these spaces are smaller and can be combined with other new startup businesses. Over the years, we've discussed using the post office space for such businesses. This building comes with its own challenges, though, and has not been ideal for the concept. We may have more such opportunities in the coming months and years as we re-envision downtown Savage. Moreover, we need to be cognizant of the importance of our ports of Savage and how they play in the regional and global markets. This is one of the aspects of our city that generally goes unnoticed and is so important to our city and beyond. Finally, we need to be vigilant about our ordinances. These city laws can impede business growth and development. This past year, the council began the process of reviewing all of our zoning and other land use codes. This process has involved our economic and planning commissions, as well as the city staff and city council. We are still in the middle of the review process. It's my hope that when we complete this project, we find ways to make Savage more business friendly. As mayor, it will be my role to continue to facilitate these lively conversations.
Thank you very much, Christine. Great job, both of you. And we'll go on to the next question. I'm going to go back to Christine. What do you believe the mayor's role in Savage's form of government? What is the mayor's role?
In Savage's form of government, the mayor doesn't have any authority in making a decision than the council. Each person has one equal vote. With that said, the mayor leads the conversation and can help to guide the discussion. Additionally, the mayor plays a pivotal role in ensuring the meetings remain civil. This cannot be emphasized enough. Civil discourse is the most effective way to flush out ideas and reach consensus. We can disagree on the issues before us, but at the end of the day, we need to be able to shake hands and work together at the very next meeting. This has been the tradition of all of the councils on which I have served, and I pledge to maintain this environment. One of the most important roles of the mayor is to make sure people feel like they're being heard. This happens during the open public forum at the beginning of our regular meetings, as well as during public hearings. Democracy works best when the people have a voice. I pledge to continue to have an open and transparent governance. The mayor also is the face of the city. The mayor is the person people seek out to attend to their events. This can be a challenge because there's so much happening within our city, and it can be difficult to be everywhere. The mayor is often the first person people go to with questions and concerns. While I don't know all of the answers, I will strive to provide residents with the resources necessary to get their concerns addressed. The mayor is also one of the pivotal leaders in the county and the region. It will probably fall on the shoulders of the mayors of Scott County to envision a regional training facility for our police and fire. It's hard to comprehend the city of Savage being able to pay for a training facility on its own, as we have received quotes for a new facility to be upwards in the tune of $41 million. The most comprehensive facility will be one that is based on a partnership among other government entities, such as cities, counties, townships, and even state agencies. This will take patience and a willingness to listen to the needs and wants of all.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Christine. Kyle, same question to you. What do you believe the mayor's role in Savage's form of government?
Well, I got to say that Christine's answer was actually pretty great. I got to say that I believe that the city government belongs to the people of the city, and that as mayor, I would intend to make the role of mayor and the more accessible, but maybe more visible to the rest of Savage and to the entirety of Scott County. I do appreciate the points that Christine made regarding working together with all of our partners in Scott County. The idea of having a regional training facility for our public safety personnel is amazing. And I know that some of our neighbors in Dakota County and Hennepin County have or are about to have those same types of facilities. As a previous law enforcement officer, I've gotten a chance to use those facilities. They are pivotal in training and making sure that we have the best public safety in the region. In terms of leadership, we're going to need a strong leader to come in and kind of take the bull by the horns, guide the city in the direction, in accordance to the strategic plan and some of the mission and vision that the city has set forth, but also to make this stuff, relatable to your everyday resident. Families are busy, people are busy, I'm busy. Christine, I'm sure, is very busy as well. I'd like to make it more accessible, bring it back to the people. I know that the city has recently made some great strides in its communications budget and communications department. I'd like to further that more and just kind of make Savage a place where everyone's kind of in the know and make it seem more of give it a more small town family feel and, be a mayor of the people.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Kyle. I'm going to come back to you, Kyle, on question number 3. If elected mayor, what would your top 2 priorities be?
Well, this is probably going to come as no surprise, but I believe that my first priority would be public safety, specifically in law enforcement. My children are 12, 10, and 8. They're the age where they're going to parks sometimes by themselves to play basketball and do whatever kids that age do at a park. It's very disconcerting to see that we had 2 violent shootings in Savage, and I've got a lot of ideas that involve not just the police department, but the Parks and Recs department and some economic development where we can start to envision a place where our kids can, moreover, our kids can play, but where we don't have to worry about certain things happening in certain spaces. My second priority would be the downtown economic development. I've been, people have reached out to me in several domains regarding the economic development downtown, specifically the hotel. I know that the city's been making some strides or attempting to make some moves on the hotel. I believe that my experience in law enforcement offers me perhaps an alternative perspective, maybe some fresh set of eyes. Regardless if I'm elected or not, I'd still like to be a part of that conversation. Get involved civilly. I hope that my mayoral run also inspires some of that from some of our other stakeholders in the city. But my priorities would remain with the public safety, specifically in law enforcement. And let me take a second too to thank the city for moving to a full-time fire department. I will say that I can speak that does save lives. But secondly, the economic development of downtown is something that we should also focus on as a community.
Thanks, Kyle. So, Christine, we're going to go to you. If elected mayor, what would your top two priorities be?
My top priority has always been fiscal responsibility. We must be able to maintain a fair and balanced tax levy. Our residents have come to expect a high level of service, and this is certainly provided by our police and fire, but also from our public works, parks and rec, and building inspection departments, to name just a few. Our employees are some of the best in the business. However, the demand for the services we provide has significantly increased after COVID. For example, our fire department now responds to more medical calls than fire and rescue. Often our fire personnel arrive on scene before the ambulance. Moreover, our public safety personnel have more calls involving mental health issues. These calls for service take more time and resources. What all this means is that it costs more and more each year to continue to provide these services at such a high level. We continue to strive in finding ways to automate what we do without losing the personal touch. We look for ways to collaborate, all while keeping our interactions personal and professional. This means our budgeting process is crucial. I have provided leadership in determining what we can afford to best meet our residents' needs. I have also been the person asking for more long-range planning for things such as street improvements. I believe if we're going to assess road improvements to our residents, they should be made aware of this work years in advance so they can budget for it. This should never be a surprise. My other top priority will be long-range planning for parks and recreation. We receive park dedication funds when an area is developed. These funds have been used to purchase new parkland and make major improvements to our current parks. With little developable land left, these funds can no longer be counted on. Additionally, these funds have never been available for general park maintenance. We need a fiscal plan for regular park maintenance and also to address major changes to our park system as the needs in our community change. Our parks are one of the highest rated features in our city, and they will only continue to be that if we find a way to invest in them for the long term.
Thank you, Christine. We're going to come back to Christine. Being that this is part of the chamber is sponsoring this. A key question is, what is your vision for economic development in Savage?
It's a great question. So Savage is almost at full build out. This means much of our economic development will actually be redevelopment. The mayor will help drive what this redevelopment looks like. This starts with setting up guidelines for infill, so businesses and developers know what the city's vision for a specific parcel is. Guiding this development before a shovel turns over an ounce of dirt takes leadership and courage. I have both, as evidenced by the continued new economic growth we have had over the last plan for the redevelopment of downtown Savage. I'm so glad Kyle brought it up. This plan will be a short, medium, and long-range one. I'm asked, why can't we have a downtown like Prior Lake or Savage? The answer is simple, because our downtown must have its own personality. It should take into account our rich history and the great diverse community we have currently. But it can also be vibrant and lively. We have some great elements, such as the wonderful restaurants and farmers market, and we need to continue to grow and build on these things. To help in the short term, the City Council provided grants so businesses could refresh their front facades. But we need to do more. The plan for redeveloping will help guide this visioning process. It looks to determine what it would take to make downtown Savage a destination to reinvigorate this historic land. This will not happen overnight, and it will take steadfastness to envision a plan and to continue to implement that plan over the course of the next months and years. This may take more than a decade to fully realize everything that the plan recommends. Savage needs leaders who are concerned not only with the current atmosphere, but willing to invest resources to make our downtown truly incredible again. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Kyle, we're going to go over to you. What is your vision for economic development in Savage?
Yes, thank you. I look to our neighbors. Christine made the point. Why can't the downtown Savage look like Prior Lake? And I do appreciate the answer that we want Savage to be unique. I think that's one of your goals in your strategic plan, is to be, the identity of Savage. I'd like to, see. I use the downtown. I live, a half mile from downtown. I frequent downtown. That's kind of my main go-to, whether it's Culver's or the card. My kids love that card shop, by the way. We can have those things too, but we can stay unique. I'd love to see some green space incorporated in the development of downtown. I'd like it to be a walkable community. I envision, the farmers market on Sunday morning, people gathering with in our green spaces and using our downtown, patronizing our downtown businesses. I'd also like to take a look at, the city ordinances to make sure that we are not missing any blind spots. As an entrepreneur, I've come across several city ordinances in these other cities that seem very maybe unnecessary or overreaching. I'm not saying that Savages are, although I have encountered some, local code enforcement issues myself as a resident, and as my wife has a small business in Savage that don't really help or encourage economic growth. And so taking a look at those things a little deeper from more of a kind of enforcement administrative side, as well as, reinvigorating that downtown, because more to Christine's point, and some of your audio did cut out, Christine. So, analyzing and taking a holistic approach to all of it to make sure that businesses that want to come here can come here and survive and thrive.
Excellent job. Thank you so much, both of you. So that's the end of the 4 questions that we had sent your way before. The closing remarks will be 1 minute. And so Christine, actually Kyle, go to Kyle, because we're doing kind of the reverse thing. So Kyle, why are you the best candidate to represent our area?
Well, as a working age resident of Savage, I believe that I represent Savage, a good portion of Savage and its residents. I'd like to bring to Savage a more, a different perspective. I offer a fresh perspective. I have not been in politics. I'm the fresh set of eyes. I have worked in city government. I'm familiar with the inner workings of city government. I've seen inside of the box. So I'd like to take the ideas and some of the good things that I've experienced through my life and bring them into city government. I'd like to, as an entrepreneur to, again, look at ways that we can make Savage the destination for an entrepreneur, small business owner, as well as making sure that our big, corporate partners that do bring in jobs, that do bring in these opportunities for people looking for work, make sure Savage is a healthy place, but also a safe place to live. And I believe I'm the best candidate for that.
Thank you, Kyle. Christine, your turn.
There we go.
There we go.
Thank you again to the Savage Chamber and to you, Carter, for hosting this candidate forum. I want to also thank my opponent, Kyle Rushton, for being willing to run for this office. Our democracy thrives when good people come forward to make a difference. I come from a family of service. My great-grandfather served in the Minnesota Senate. My grandfather was the city attorney in Shakopee for over 50 years, and my father served on the planning commissions for both the city of Shakopee and Scott County. We are also a family who volunteers. My parents set the example of what it means to truly give back to your community using whatever gifts and talents you have been given. My knowledge and experience are what give me the confidence to say that I will continue to promote prosperity and vitality to our great community. And I'm proud of the record that I have from the last 17 years. It's been one of my greatest honors to serve the residents of Savage, and I hope to continue to do so as your next mayor. I encourage folks to go to my website, christine4savagemayor.com, if you would like more information.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really, this is so valuable to our residents, and I really appreciate you taking the time today. Really enjoyed it. It's very important, you know, with the no longer there being a active paper anymore, which is unfortunate. This is a really important resource. So thank you so much, Jennifer. I don't know if we have any other closing remarks we need, but.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you to Carter. On behalf of the Savage Chamber, I want to thank both candidates for joining us today and for running for office. The Savage Chamber is doing 5 Meet the Candidate events, so you can go to the Savage Chamber website or the Savage Chamber YouTube page to check out the other Meet the Candidate events and all the election information on where to find out what's on your ballot. Voting is open now. Early voting is open now through Election Day, November 5th. So please get involved, please get engaged and cast your vote. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.